So that was 2 songs so far. We're Beams. We're gonna play a couple more, in fact, 3. So this is Apartment in My Head. Adjust a couple things here, and then we're going to play you a song called Pull of the Night.
We're in Chicago tonight at the Empty Bottle. If anyone's out there interested in making a little drive from Joliet down to Chicago.
I see you're setting your course for the other side of the world. Or are you just sinking into the quicksand of Georgetown? I follow you down.
Security guards, we were on the right side of the line. Out of the dark, I swear that's all. We were creeping through the forest when we heard a generator hum. We stripped down naked and learned to swim, but better yet, better learn how to run. It's not like I don't wanna wake up in the morning. I just feel the pull of the night. We were flying through the trails. We were flying through the trees and the weeds. We had no vision. We had no bodies. Nobody's prying eyes staring at me. No, nobody. No, nobody. Nobody's prying eyes staring at me. No, nobody. No, nobody. Nobody's prying eyes staring at me. It's not like I don't wanna wake up in the morning. I just feel the pull of the night. The fresh, cool air before the morning. I feel the cool pull of the night. I feel the cool pull of the night. I'm still up, and I see you're rising like a loaf of bread in the oven. You look good, oh son. I know you hate to see me this way, but you've caught me at the end of a very long day.
All right, we're Beams. We've got one more for you. We're very happy to have been here at St. Francis. And we're going to be at the Empty Bottle tonight around midnight. So hope to see all you night owls there. This is You Are an Ocean.
Alone in your bed, alone in your room, alone in the shower, alone in your car, alone at your desk, alone in the lunchroom. But don't let it fool you, I never
on the same ground you stand on. We are one. When you swim in the lake and I swim in it, we are one. When I call finger dust and you spit in mine, we are one. Ah.
And we're here in the studio, WCSF 88.7 FM in Joliet with Beams. Hi, Beams.
Hello.
How are you? So we have with us Anna,
Hey.
Heather,
Hello.
and Mike.
Hello.
Who's the drummer?
Yep.
Right, and you guys are a 7-piece.
Correct.
Was that originally how you thought of the band? You wanted to have a large band, or did it start small and grow, or what was the thought behind that?
I just had some songs, and so I posted online on a popular website that I wanted some people to come over and jam. So there was no premeditated idea of what the band was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to stop it at, there was actually 8 at the beginning.
Oh.
7 seemed like the largest sustainable number.
I see. So you're touring as a 7-piece, and how is the tour going so far for you?
Good. I mean, we've been going out weekends this
Okay.
month, but we have a certain way that we tour that seems to work well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we also did 18 days in March, like down to South by Southwest and stuff like that. So
Right.
that was our big chunk. So now we're doing the weekend thing.
Gotcha. And you're from Toronto.
Yes.
And is it difficult for a Canadian band to tour the U.S.? Are you finding any difficulties as far as like getting into the country or anything like that? Or?
It definitely requires quite a bit of work up front, making connections and getting the visa and paying for all of that, and figuring it out. But as we've done it more and more times, it gets a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm. And so you recorded your last 7-inch with John McIntyre, right? From Tortoise. And before that you recorded with, was it Peter?
Peter Moore.
I'm sorry?
Peter Moore?
Peter Moore, who did the Cowboy Junkies Trinity album
Yeah.
as well, right? So what was your process as far as finding a producer for your music? Was it just, did you just find music that you loved and then contacted them, or?
It's a bit weird. Basically, I became friends with Peter and he heard the band and seemed really interested in recording us. So I worked with him on a previous project and he really fell in love with the band and really wanted to take us on. And it also doesn't help that he lives probably like 3 blocks from us.
Oh, there you go.
So that was really the beginning of that connection. And he's worked on every one of our projects, whether it's been like mastering or something like that. So we still work with him on the regular. The John McIntyre thing, first time Anna and I went to Chicago, we ended up getting a tour of Soma, which was his studio, and I knew I always wanted to record. Like that was one of my dreams, because so many of my favorite records came from that studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually never thought it would be Beams recording there. Then one day I just woke up, looked at my phone, and found out it was closing down. So I did pretty much all my best to go and record there and get to work with him and learn a bit.
So how is Teach Me to Love sonically different from, let's say, your last album or the John McIntyre 7-inch?
Well, these songs were written with the band in mind, whereas the first album wasn't. So on one hand, these are definitely more built for the arrangement of the band.
Mm-hmm.
So sonically you'll hear everybody doing a lot more in their own parts, and then we also worked with somebody different who uses a lot of effects and different sort of tones in post and stuff like that, in mixing. So there's a little bit more of a soft edge, sort of lushness about it.
So, Anna, you write all of the songs, or is it a collaboration, or how does that work?
I come up with the songs, and then we arrange them with the band.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so Teach Me to Love was just released, was it a couple months ago, or? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are you already thinking about the next album or next single, or?
We are starting to think about it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And can you tell us, I mean, for us here in the U.S., we're not familiar with, let's say there's this organization called Factor. What does Factor do in Canada for artists?
Well, really, it's basically, it's a granting system. So basically, you can submit like project-based stuff, and then there's a panel of people that rate you, and you get a certain percentage, and if you're over that percentage, you're eligible for funding. So they greatly helped us afford this recording, and in terms of budget recordings, it's definitely the biggest budget thing I've ever worked on, and it's again, like, that's allowed us to do that, and it's really helped a lot of studios in Toronto sort of survive.
Mm-hmm. So Factor is it's a government-based company that's basically giving artists grants to record?
I believe Factor is actually private.
Oh, it's private.
They're
okay.
a private sort of organization,
Mhm.
but they are mostly funded by the government.
Gotcha. Okay. And you said you've been here, you've been to Chicago in the past. Is anything that you really like about Chicago?
We liked a lot of things about Chicago.
Chicago Music Exchange we like to go to.
Oh yes, of course. Uh-huh.
Yeah, for me, it's a bit of a musical spiritual home, because a lot of the bands that are coming out of the '90s out of Chicago were like just really close to my heart in those formative years. And I don't know, I've always just, every time I've come here, I've always felt like I've really connected with the city and the music and the people and the food and the architecture, and I don't know, just sort of feels like a second home to me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Well, again, thanks for coming down to WCSF and visiting us here in Joliet. We appreciate it. And this is Beams, their new album, Teach Me to Love, and they're playing tonight at the Empty Bottle. And after that, where are you off to?
We're playing in Yellow Springs, Ohio tomorrow night.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then back to Toronto?
Yeah, back for another week of work, and then we'll be next weekend. Where are we?
We're in Philadelphia, Baltimore, and New York.
City.
And for more information, what's your website?
Beamstheband.com.
Beamstheband.com. Great. Well, thanks again for coming in, and you're listening to WCSF. Right now, this is Rat Boys with You've Changed.